जय जय राम कृष्ण हरि
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 जय जय राम कृष्ण
Let's say the prayer Om Sahana Bhavatu together. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurma amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Learned colleagues, committed non-teaching staff, and dear disciplined students, I am very happy to stand before you this morning to conduct the prayer. A small book, but sublime thought, very strong thoughts indeed, which we recite and learn day in and day out. Do you think these thoughts are mere wishful thinking? No. They are filled with positivity and the power capsules, so to say. To take one thought of Swami Vivekananda, be not afraid, arise, awake, and be men. Stop not till the goal is reached. Is it a dreamy imagination or mere wishful thinking, or is it related to practical real life? To see this, in 2006, one Mr. Shekhar Gaud from Chautupal, he was sitting on the parapet wall of his balcony, the first floor, and he was a young man, 16-year-old young man. He was studying ITA and also doing some part-time work, doing some labor to earn money. He never wanted to depend on his parents. And what happened on that fateful day, his friend, in a very playful manner, rather in a mischievous manner, he pushed him from behind, and this man fell down from the parapet wall. Like a drowning man who will catch at a straw, our Shekhar Gaut, he caught the live wire, it was running along. And he didn't know what was happening. He tried to let go of his hand, it did not come up. Then he fell down. And as he fell down, he passed out. I mean to say, he became totally unconscious. And when he opened his eyes after many hours, when he came to himself, came into consciousness, he saw around him a few dead bodies. He found himself near the mortuary. And then he tried to move about and looked at his own hand, could not see, filled with blood, excruciating pain, could not move his hand, tried to stand up, but leg not under his control. I didn't know what was happening to him. Then luckily, a call was sent to his parents, friends rushed from the village, and he was admitted to a private hospital in Hyderabad. And there, to cut a long story short, his hand was amputated above the elbow. And not only that, that is the right hand. And again, the toes on the right foot are also removed, amputated. And this left leg, it was already in a very worst stage of damage. Gangrene was spreading like anything. Those doctors, even at the private hospital, tried to save his leg, but they couldn't. So finally, the end result, even his left leg was amputated below the knee. And he looked at himself. And can we imagine such a man who can say, arise, awaken, stop not till the goal is reached? Such a man, can we imagine him to rise from the deathbed and reach the mountain top? That's what happened, we are going to see. So when his leg was amputated, he just suffered. My leg is not there. I have lost my hand and lost my toes. Why should I live? And he entertained thoughts of suicide. Like even small things drive us to thoughts of suicide. Like I haven't passed my exam, let me commit suicide. Or the girl whom I loved went away with another fellow, so why should I live? So even small, or the farmer, how can I repay my loan, let me commit suicide. Such small problems give us the idea of suicide. So no wonder Shekhar Gaud got this idea of suicide. But that was only momentary. The suicide thought didn't linger for a long time. And as if Vivekananda entered his soul, as if Vivekananda was talking to him, he reminded himself, to succeed, you must have tremendous will. A persevering will say, you can drink the ocean, and at your will, mountains will crumble. And again, as if Vivekananda was knocking at the door of his heart, he said, be not an atheist. Atheist, the old definition is one who has no faith in God. But atheist, Vivekananda's religion, one who has no belief in himself. So Shekhar told himself, have faith in yourself and have faith in God. Faith in yourself, faith in God is the secret of greatness. And with these thoughts, and also added to this, when he went back home, the parents were weeping and crying like anything, and the relatives, some are good for nothing relatives, they started criticizing. Why should this boy live? They even went to the extent of advising the parents. So what can you do? Throughout the life, he will not be happy, he will not be happy. So what is the solution? Let God alone will give the solution. And Shekhar Gaud could not digest all these things. The criticism, the blows, added to his own death blow. And finally he decided, let me go out of this place, let me go out and live myself. Then he left the place, came to Hyderabad. In between he started a mobile shop, and he was cheated by some of his friends. He lost the shop, and road widening also he lost another shop. Then finally 2014, all friends are not bad friends. One Facebook friend gave him an idea. Shekhar Gaud, why don't you go to Gachibowli Stadium? And he went to Gachibowli Stadium. He saw there so many other disabled people, losing without a hand, without a leg. And what were they doing? They were all practicing walking and running. And he also joined, he also started walking and running. And of course, it was not so easy with all this amputation and injuries. He was bleeding, swelling, and excruciating, unbearable pain. Still, he persisted. And then, 2014, as he also started cycling. As he was cycling, one Padmaji of Eenadu, she shot her from behind. A nice video, a good stuff for my, say, paper thing, newspaper, media thing. And that became viral and Shekhar Gaud became familiar. People came to know about Shekhar Gaud, one-man accident and all that. And that Padmaji, she also did a good thing. She introduced her to R.K. Mutt. And in R.K. Mutt, he attracted the attention of our Swami Bodhamayanandaji. And Bodhamayanandaji, along with other stalwarts at R.K. Mutt, they introduced him to Ramki Foundation. And Ramki Foundation, they say, what's your desire? No, I want to go from Kashmir to Kanyakumari on a cycle. I don't have money, I don't have a good cycle, okay. And he got a cycle from Ramki Foundation and also some money. So he went to Ladakh, Kashmir, and from Kashmir to Kanyakumari he cycled 4,100 kilometers in 68 days, to the wonder and surprise of every Indian and every other young man. He achieved the feat. And he was so great. He felt so great. But he did not stop there. Of course, he never read the poet Robert Frost, but it's as if Robert Frost, the poet, was talking to him like, the woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Shekhar Gaud did not want to rest. He did not want to rest on his laurels. I must achieve something else. And he thought of another adventure. He just got into mountaineering, and he started mountaineering. And in 2019, he scaled Mount Elbrus, the first triple amputee from the entire world to scale the highest peak in Russia, a peak which stood at 18,510 meters. And even then, of course, by then his name became very famous. He was honored in a small way or big way. He got awards, this, that, and a lot of support and encouragement, moral support, monetary support. He even did not stop there. He said, to achieve success, only sky is the limit. Let me think of something else. And he went and scaled Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest peak in Africa. And his next idea was to scale Mount Everest. Maybe he will do it so. And in all his interviews, what message he gives to youth is, life is full of problems, but don't imagine too much of these problems. Don't blow up these problems out of proportion. Don't run away from the problems. Just face your problems, overcome the problems, and you will become a real hero. That is the message he left for all the youth of India. So when we know about such people, we really get inspired like anything, and we think, what after all our problems are? A small pain in the leg is there. Suppose I am not able to go up 3 or 4 steps now. Oh, but I am so unlucky I am. If I go up 5 steps, I have achieved a lot today. But compared to, say, the problems faced by a real hero like Shekhar Gaud, our problems are nothing at all. So I thank our Samyak sir for having given me such an opportunity, and I also thank our disciplined students for listening to me. Thank you all.